This video is about solving systems of equations algebraically. It's from the module 9.5. We do not need to solve in detail because it's the electronic part. I'll just use the calculator and solve them directly. These both equations are in standard form, that is x and y at one side and equal to the number or the constant. So we go to mod phi, and here you need to click on 1 if there are two equations. And then type in the coefficients. It's 2, and then we have -1, and lastly 9. And similarly, the second equation, the coefficient, there's nothing. That means 1, 3, and -6. 1, 3, and -6. That is it. When you press equal to, you get 3 and -3. That will be the solution. Even if you solve it algebraically, over here are the steps, the final answer will be the same. It was 3, positive 3, x, and y, the second term is -3. Similarly, you can try all these problems. They are just the same. You can press AC and get back to that, or you can click on mod phi 1. We just need to type the coefficients. It's 2, -1, and lastly we have 7. In the second equation, we have 6, -3, and 14. Just remember, here you can see there's -y. There's nothing. So it's 1 and the negative sign, so it's -1. Now, in this case, there is no solution. But how exactly can you find if you're getting a math error? In some models, you will directly get it as no solution, but some models will just come as math error. Even for infinite solutions, the same thing. So what you do is try to get this and this term equal. How do we do it? See, it's 2x. So just divide entirely this equation by 3. So you're going to get 2, isn't it? Let me just split that division. Divide this by 3, by 3, and by 3. So what's the answer over here? It's going to be 2x minus y equals 14 by 3. Now here, are these equations same? No, they're different, right? If the equations are same, then it'll be infinite solution. Infinite solution. That means it's literally the same equations. Infinite solutions. If it's different, you just tell it's no solution. And the other cases, you'll just get the answer. So it's very, very easy to find out. When you get a math error, there are two cases. It's either no solution or infinite solution. Just divide, look at this coefficient and try to get the other equation same as this. Just solve it up. If they both are same, then what do you say? It is infinite solution. But if it is not the same, just over here we can see there are different values. 7 and 14 by 3 is not the same. All the terms must be equal, but they are not. So we call it no solution. And that's it. So here the answer is no solution. It's not true. When you solve it up, 21 is not equal to 14. So we call it as no solution. As you can see, that's the answer. Similarly, try these problems. Over here, you get the solution directly, so there's no problem. Let us try this one also has the answer. I'm just looking for a problem. Let me try this one. It seems like it might be infinite solution. 4, -1, and 6 we have here. It's 2 minus half, that is 1 by 2 or 0.5, and we have 4. Over here, it's again no solution. Now, what you need to do is just divide this by 2 entirely, by 2 and by 2. So what happens here? It's 2x minus y by 2. It's all same, but here it'll be 3, but we wanted 4. I mean, over here it's 4. We didn't want anything. Since it's different, it's no solution. But if it was 4 here, then it would have been infinite solution. So here the answer is no solution. And now this has infinite solution. Let's solve this one. Let's first do it in the calculator. It'll be 2, 1, and 8. What about the second equation? It is 3. 3 by 2 or 1.5. You can just write 3 by 2. This is fraction symbol, or you can even put divided by 2. And we have 12. So we typed in all. We got infinite solution. Why is that? Now here it's a little bit of a problem because we have 2 and we have 3 here. So what can we do here? So there's one way. You can either, because it's not the same, you can either multiply this coefficient with the above term and 2 with the below term. What I mean is, multiply this throughout by 3 and this throughout by 2. This is the easier way. If they are, you can't divide this by any number, but yes, you can divide this by 1.5 and then you will get 2, but it's a bit harder, this is simpler. So I'll just multiply 3 throughout, and it's going to be 6x plus 3y is equal to 24. What about this? I'll multiply 2 throughout. It'll be 6x plus 3y equals 24. Can you see they both are same? That means it's infinite solution here. They both are equal. Whenever you see such, when you solve them and you get the same equation, that means it's literally the same line. It is consistent and it has infinite solution because every point in the line is a solution. So it's infinitely many solutions. We have a real world problem here. Bake sale. Cassandra and Alberto are selling pies for a fundraiser. Cassandra sold 3 small pies and 14 large pies for a total of $203. So now it's about pies. So what about I denote small pies as x and large pies as y? Here they have given us an equation. 3 small pies plus 14 large pies was equal to 203. But we don't know the cost of each pies. We don't know how much they cost. But we know when you sell 3 small pies and 14 large pies, it is 203. Whereas Alberto sold 11 small pies, 11x, plus 11 large pies, 11y, and he got $220. So these are the two simultaneous equations. So the first option question, write two simultaneous equations, this is it. Now then, we will solve this up. You will get a solution because this is a real world problem. 3, 14, and 203. Next one was 11, 11, and we have 220. Now we can see x value is 7. What does that mean? It means the small pies is 7 and the large pies is 13. Over here, when you solve these up, you will get 7 and over here 13. So the small pie is 7 and large pies are 13. Since it's the electronic part, you do not need to bother to solve in detail. Just use the calculator, that is fine. What does the solution represent? The solution tells us $7 is the cost of the small pies because that was X value, whereas $13 is the cost of large pies. And that's the thing. How can you verify this? See, you got the two simultaneous equations, right? And we got the answers, 7 and 13. So we had got 3x plus 14y equals 203 for the first equation, and 11x plus 11y is equal to 220 for the second. We got x as 7. So instead of this x, you can put 7 plus 14. Instead of y, you can put 13. It must be equal to 203. If you put this in calculator, it should be equal. It will be equal, As long as your answer is correct, it will equate. And over here, it's 11 times 7 plus 11 times 13. That must be equal to 220. You can check this by yourself. They both will be equal. So therefore, we can verify, yes, our answer is correct. We have another real world problem. Ms. Patel invested a total of $825 in 2 stocks. At the time of investment, one share of stock A was valued at $12.41 and the share of stock B was valued at $8.62. She purchased a total of 79 shares. So she has, let's say, they have given you stock A and B. So I'll just take it as A and B. Stock A and stock B total, how many shares? 79. And what is the cost of stock A? It is, 12.41. Not 79 again. It's 12.41A plus 8.62B. That is equal to how much? It is equal to 825. So these are the two simultaneous equations we can form. How do we form it is, look at this. When the money is told, money for the stock A, the cost for the stock B, that is equated to the total cost itself. Now we know it's stock A and B that are added up. How many shares are they in total? It's 79. So this is how we write these simultaneous equations. And we can go mode phi and 1. We'll solve this up. 1, 1 and 79. Then we have 12.41 and 8.62. And then we have 825. So the answer is 38 and 41. So 38 stock, first stock, you can see over here, there were 38 of stock A and 41 of stock B from this money that was purchased. And you can see this is just a telling about which stock, how much is purchased. That's it. Over here, the details are there. Again, these are all the same problems which we did a while ago. Mode phi 1, just type it out. 3 minus 2 and 4. Here we have phi 3 and minus 25. So the answer is minus 2 and minus 5. That's the final answer. Just make sure that the x and y are together and the constants are separate. First, whatever term you use, generally we write x first. So make sure you remember even the second equation, x is first. Then the y's are taken. All these problems are straightforward. Please do solve them by yourselves, and then you can see the answers are over here. Even over here, this is. Now, this is no solution. When you solve it up, you'll get math error. If you have the latest model of calculator, you'll get directly no solution. But otherwise, you'll get a math error. And then here, what we can do. 7 times 3, you can either multiply this by 3 or you can divide this by 3. I'll just multiply by 3. It's easy to multiply. It'll be 21x plus 6y equals minus 3. You can see these are all same, but the coefficients do not match. Constants don't match. Therefore, the coefficients do match, but the constants don't match. There is no solution. And over here, these are the answers. It is negative half and 3 by 2. And over here as well, we have answers of 3 and 5. Please do them by yourselves and then check the answers. It's very simple in the calculator. Last problem. It doesn't matter you should have x and y. We have w and z here. Mode phi 1, the coefficient 6, minus 8 and 16. Then we have 3, minus 4 and 8. It's infinite solution. Now how do we check that? Here I'll just multiply it by 2. It'll be 6w minus 8z equals 16. It matches exactly with the first equation. So yes, it's the same line or the same equation we are dealing with. So there are infinite solutions. As you can see, it's over here. That is the end of this question. I hope it is clear. If you have any doubts, please consider rewatching the video or posting your doubts in the comments. I hope you all will head on to the next video.